All right, everybody, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here. What day we got here? Friday, July the 5th. Let's get an update on Tropical Storm Beryl, right? Now, it's down to a tropical storm, but that's because it's over land here. Take a look at the infrared satellite imagery. And yeah, I mean, you can see here, obviously the center is sitting right in here, all right? Right in there. There's obviously a lot of convection here. But this thing is doing something like this, okay? That is not going to put it out over land for long. So the center, which is right in here, is going to come across this landmass here and out into the very warm Gulf of Mexico here in just a few hours. So that means that strengthening is possible. In fact, strengthening is forecasted. Here's the latest forecast from the Hurricane Center. Currently at 70-mile-per-hour wind, so it's a tropical storm. It has slowed a little bit. West to northwest winds at 15 miles per hour. But look at this forecast. By tonight, by the time it gets off of land, it'll come down to about 65-mile-per-hour winds. And then overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, it kind of struggles. At least that's the forecast now from the Hurricane Center. But then during the day tomorrow, it starts to strengthen back up to 70-mile-per-hour winds. Tomorrow night into Sunday morning, back up to a Cat 1 hurricane. And then look at this trend here. 80-mile-per-hour winds by Sunday evening, just before landfall, somewhere near Brownsville, or I think probably will be more up towards Corpus Christi than anything else. This is Monday morning at 7 a.m., 85-mile-per-hour winds with landfall right in that time. So it's late Sunday night into Monday for the southeast coast of Texas. So let's talk just real quick about it. Here are the forecast models, and you can see a lot of them are trending now right up towards the Corpus Christi area. Galveston's up in here, so far south of there. But here's what's steering it. This red that you see here is an area of high pressure, right? Got another one sitting out over here. Then you get a little trough with the jet stream dipping in here. That hole in the middle is what's allowing this to come through. Okay, that's the steering mechanism. And watch as we go. See that? See that right there? It literally opens the door. Here's the door right here. So this can come up and come out. Okay, and so the modeling's really starting to see this. And then you can see just from this particular model is the H-Wharf. There it is. Here's the trough coming down to pick it up. And it's just going to get sucked right up like that. So what this does is this argues for more into southeast Texas than into Mexico at all. Okay, so just real fast, I want to show you a couple interesting things here. This here is the spread in all of the models. What you're looking at is a great site. This is arctic.som.ou.edu. This is Brian Tang's. Or no, this is Tomer Burks. Tomer is amazing. But this is the super ensemble. It's all of these ensembles kind of mixed together. And they're anywhere from the Texas-Louisiana coast down south of Brownsville. All right, that's the forecast modeling. Now, let's take a look at when you kind of average all that together and make what's called like a heat map. That's what you're looking at here. You can see where generally we're thinking right in this area, right in here. At least that's what the models are saying. Again, I think could be a little bit to the right of this particular path. All right, now, really interesting here. Take a look at this. These are the trends of the forecast models over the last several hours. The darker the blue line, the most recent run. So you see this line right here. This is the GFS. Look at the latest run. The second run was here. Earlier it was down in here. So it's trending to the north. That's the GFS. Here's the European. Look at the European. I mean, it was all down here, and now it's coming up into southeast Texas. Okay, the UK Met, same deal. That dark blue line is the most recent run. You can see the trends for that particular model. The Canadian, same deal. Everything was down here, and now it's moving further to the north. Now let's talk the H-Wharf. The H-Wharf has been high. Okay, it's been up in this area for some time. It has not been down here that much. So there's not, you don't see much of a movement in here, but it's kind of right in agreement though with all the others. Now let's talk. That's enough for that. Let's look at the official forecast. So this is the forecast from the Hurricane Center, and they do such a great, I mean, look, this has not varied much, right? But they are trending now up in this area. They have moved it, and what they do is they make slow movements. They were here, then they were here, now they're up in the here, okay? They might even end up coming up further to the north. We'll have to wait and see. Now, let's talk intensity. All right, here are the intensity models. So what you're looking at here is, it's coming down because it's over land, and then tonight into tomorrow, it's starting to come back up in intensity. This would be Cat 1, anything above that line, basically, right? And then what you can see here is landfall somewhere, and then it comes back down, falls apart. Okay, let's go back to this for this is Brian Tang's page, and this is really cool. So you can also look at intensity forecast changes here. So let's go. This is a little bit different one. That's that. Here is the intensity. Come on now. Let's come here. The intensity forecast for the Hurricane Center, from the Hurricane Center, I should say, is right here. So what they were saying, remember, the darker the blue, the more recent model run. So their more recent one is right in here and down into here, okay? This is Cat 1 right here, anything above that. So they've got it back to Cat 1. Perhaps Cat 2, they're not that high. Okay, that's the official. Now look at the consensus model. This is one of the forecast models. You can basically see, let me get my pen here. It's a little below that, okay? Let's look at the HWRF intensity. That's not showing up. That's what I was trying to get for you. But some of these models are trending stronger, okay? So that's the key. Bottom line, if you're in that area, Southeast Texas, you need to be keeping a close eye on this, obviously, right? But I would be making preps for a Cat 1 hurricane near Galveston. Oh, sorry. Cat 1 hurricane near Corpus Christi by Sunday night into Monday. That's what I'm thinking right now. Hurricane Center's been doing a fantastic job. Follow their tracks. Of course, I will show it to you on my Facebook and on all my platforms as well. Be safe out there. Enjoy the rest of that weekend. Keep in mind, this is putting swell in the Gulf of Mexico, and that means it's putting a lot of rip current activity. So rip currents from the panhandle of Florida all the way down to the tip, Brownsville, in Texas. So please be careful out there. I think the west coast of Florida will be spared for now, but if this does get Cat 1 status, we may actually get a little bit of swell out of this as we get into the middle of next week. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.